Welcome to Wager Talk Today, the gold standard of sports betting shows where we talk the talk and walk the walk. Dan, did you have any idea that you would wake up on this beautiful Thursday, July 2nd, and Jaylen Brown would be a part of your life for the next few years?
Wow. I mean, wow, Andy. I was driving down the shore for 4th of July weekend. I get a notification on my phone that Jaylen Brown is a Sixer. Is that enough to get me excited, get me back on the Sixers bandwagon, or do they just have a new face to leave the second round of the NBA playoffs with? We'll find out. We'll find out, Andy. But we got plays coming your way on the show today. Yesterday, we hit the Wager Talk Today play of the day. Been on a great run giving out the free picks here on the show, Andy. We are now 35-22, giving you a best bet, a client play right here at the top of the show. So let's continue that, Andy. But also coming on the show, Yanni the Greek is back. Joe Ranieri's with us. And if you want a little CFL fix, the man who refuses to lose in CFL is here. That's Andrew McGinnis. But right now, Andy, let's make it 36 wins on the Wager Talk Today play of the day.
Yeah, we've been talking about this team, time to put our money where our mouth is. Let's take the Connecticut Sun plus 8.5. A lot of stats to back this one up. 10 games ago, the Sun really started to compete better. 3 of their 4 wins have come in the last 10 games. In that 10-game span, they're 5th best defensively rated in the WNBA, 6th best assist-to-turnover ratio, 10th overall net rating, 3rd in opponent field goals made. The opponent rebounding has improved. They're up to 7th in rebounding. This team was last in most of these categories, so they're improving. First 8 losses. This is incredible. The first 8 losses of the season, it was an average of 17 points on the loss. The last 5 losses, 7.8. So they're keeping these within margin, and they're keeping within the spread. Dallas has lost 2 straight, and their last 2 wins were by 2 against the Storm and 1 against the Sky. Last 5 games, 10th in defensive rating, 9th in offensive rating. This is just too many points here. Teddy jumped on and got real excited when I brought this up and said, hey, there's a really bad team. They're winning some games, and they're covering their spread. I think this 8.5 is too much. So we'll make the Connecticut Sun plus 8.5 a gross bet, but sometimes those are the ones that win, Dan.
Hey, Teddy Covers is somewhere smiling about this play. He's like, gimme that ugly dog. And the key susk. If you look at the graphic there, Andy, you like her jersey that says key susk. That's how we do it.
I decided to keep it.
Yeah, I know. I love that. But those are the kind of things you need to comment about here, folks, because that's what we love to see in the comments below. Andy, you brought up that Sixers story right at the top of the show. I wish I would have messaged our friend Carmine Bianco to have a red card here for you, simply because you can red card anything nowadays, folks. You breathe on somebody's ankle and you're getting red carded, missing 30 minutes. Now Team USA will be against, in this tournament, their best scorer they'll be down in that Belgium game. That's something that we had to lead with here at the top before we talk to Yanni, because USA men's national team, this looks like the best incarnation of that team, Andy. And now as they head to the round of 16, they'll get to play against the team that eliminated them 12 years ago, and they'll have to do it without Balogun. That's it's going to be a tall order. But I think Belgium's a little bit of a fraud. So I think as far as any team this could work out against, I like Team USA's chances.
Yeah, we cashed our World Cup play on Senegal or tie. In our Slack, we were like, oh, we're up 2-0. We got it in the bag. Nope. Nope, not in the bag. It's never in the bag. So let's bring in Yanni. Don't worry. We will talk about we'll talk about the Jaylen Brown trade. We'll talk about the red card. Yanni, happy Thursday. How are you?
Never better. I should turn this around. I got the sphere facing me right now, and it's got the coolest freaking light show going on. But with that said, coming off a nice winning day, 2-0 on soccer totals, hit the 4% as well. Those are staying hot. And flipped the switch a couple days ago. So subscribers, please, if you're watching, pay attention to the Steam sheet. Pay close attention to the Steam sheet. You've noticed over the last few days, volume very, very low. That's not going to change. Going strictly for best bets, and that will not change. Like I said, we flipped the little switch the other day. A lot of things went on. And to make a long story short, pay attention to what goes into that Steam sheet. It's going to have a lot of gold. With that said, So far today, I've released 2 soccer 4%, one in Iceland, one in Finland. Yep, while everyone's looking at the World Cup, couple accounts that do really well in soccer found some gold elsewhere. I found a 4% in today's World Cup. That's a total. That's up as well at WagerTalk. And just excited about what's ahead, up over the last 7 days, and just moving forward. This isn't really a great day of baseball or anything else. So it's going to be all World Cup action, Andy. That's all I'm seeing. Heavy chalk with Spain. On paper, I have them as the best team. I have futures on Spain. No secret. I will be hedging today with Austria. That's why we bet teams like Spain and have as much risk as I do. Opportunities like this are going to open up. And obviously, I'm going to throw 1% on Austria, plus 1,200 or whatever they are. And so that's easy for us. And the rest of the day, it's just look for some value. Now, Croatia, Portugal, what I can tell you is a lot of split action. Like they're getting good two-way action from recreational bettors and even sharp bettors. That's why you've seen this line climb up, then drop back down, then go back. Like we've seen the Portugal go up and down, and even the Croatia side. With Croatia, they're mostly taking on the spread. They're not taking it on the three-way. So they got Portugal. The public's betting Portugal heavy on three-way and Portugal to advance. And the dog bettors are taking Croatia on the spread. So the books are in that position there. And everybody's betting the over. They're just betting overs a lot in these World Cup games. Late game, Algeria, Switzerland, another more heavily favorite side for the public. Surprised this line hasn't gone up more. It's moved from even to minus 110 on the three-way, but again, it's the late game, so things can change. But so far, I'm seeing nothing but one-sided Switzerland money. So if you like Switzerland, I would not wait too long on this one. If you like Algeria, you could probably sit back and get a better number. So again, just to tighten that up for you, I'm not seeing anything sharp in Spain and Austria, seeing two-way sharp action in Portugal and Croatia, and not seeing anything sharp in Algeria and Switzerland yet. Public is heavy on Spain, Portugal, and Switzerland. They're getting creative in how they're betting them. Moneyline parlays, advanced parlays, and then tying in some overs as well. That's pretty much the World Cup action. It's pretty much the World Cup action every single day, to be honest with you.
I'm seeing the dreaded, this screams public parlay on all the favorites today. So if you put them together, you get plus 107. And this feels like it's gone horribly wrong, this World Cup, Yanni. So
it took me a little bit, honestly, to figure out the most advantageous way to bet it, because my issue was the volume. I couldn't send out the bets that I wanted to, because I didn't want to deal with the customer service bullshit. And I'm just keeping it real, because the way these guys are winning is betting plus EV spots, meaning they'll take Spain at a good number if they find minus 320, and then they'll take Austria later at plus 12. Like they're doing stuff like that, or they're taking plus a half a goal, and they're taking the money line on the other side, and then they're taking the draw. Like they're mixing in their bets. And when the dust settles, they're coming up ahead. That's all that matters. But doing that with regular human beings that have jobs and have responsibilities is difficult. So it's taken me a little bit to figure out the best way that I could grab this solid information, filter it, and share it in a way that others can profit from it. That was the biggest difficulty for me. Like I figured that out for NFL and college football. I figured it out for basketball. I've got it figured out for, most major sports. But soccer, I didn't have it figured out on how to deal with all that info. I think I got it figured out now. Sadly, the World Cup's going to end, and I won't be handicapping soccer for another few years. So hopefully I'll put those notes away and freshen them up in a couple years. But that's the negative of it being a sport that I just don't handicap year round.
We really just should have been fading my next door neighbor. He calls me every morning, and every morning it's the same. It's Germany killed me, and he called me earlier. I didn't answer, but the game's not till 3, so I'll let everyone know what he's on today. But he doesn't bet soccer, he doesn't handicap it, but it's World Cup. He's like
of course
most average. He's like most average bettors right now. And I would almost guarantee he's got that 3-team parlay.
It's like table tennis and Russian hockey during COVID. Everybody became a expert.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, I started betting e-gaming. It's up at 3 a.m. watching these guys, and found a guy who was pretty good at it. Knows all the teams.
You take advantage of fear and greed. I've learned that, like, no matter what market you're talking about, if you could eliminate all the noise, and in sports, the noise is being a fan, getting excited about watching the games, like that part of it, and you simply take advantage of fear and greed, like every other market, you can make money. Like if you just look at it that simple. And right now, the greed in the World Cup is these favorites, as if it's free money. Like these teams are not going to lose, and bettors are getting burned, like because they're parlaying them. They're parlaying them where they have to hit multiple legs, and it's been a great World Cup if you're a bookmaker.
Oh my God,
that's for sure.
Let's turn our attention to MLB here. We got a couple day games. It's not a huge slate like we've had. Obviously, we got the Padres and Dodgers. That's going to be the marquee game today. What are you seeing in those markets?
Yeah, so far in the Steam sheet, I haven't added the soccer because it's later in the day, and I'm still going to dig into the World Cup, and I share my opinions on that, not just what's in accounts. But here's what I have so far. And real quickly, there was CFL and WNBA. WNBA was Seattle plus 6.5, Atlanta minus 6, under 72 in Dallas, Connecticut, under 69.5, Phoenix, Seattle. Major League Baseball, 901 Pittsburgh plus 120, 912 Cleveland plus 105, 915 Detroit plus 115. There's 3 dogs for you. I'll give you 3 totals too. 912 under 8.5, even money, White Sox, Cleveland. 914 over 10.5, Tampa, Kansas City. And we'll go LA, Seattle, 917 under 7.5 there. And real quickly, let's peek in on Palantir. Yep, Palantir's up to $129 today. If you got in at 108, like we did a couple days ago, God bless you. Hold, no reason to do anything. And disclaimer, I got off the couch today and made a trade on Semiconductors. That's ON Semiconductors. Got in at 92. My trade's now down 22 cents. Not worried. It's more of a long-term thing. Semiconductors got hit a little bit too hard. Also, Microsoft became a buy. I had a mistake when I did my math. I did the math as if they were like a $1.9 trillion company. They're a $2.9 trillion company. That's why I didn't think they were cheap enough. They're cheap. They're in a price right now. Anything under 400, Microsoft's in a price where since they've been in the exchange, since the 1990s, it's been their risk level has been this low less than 15% of the time. So over the last 30 years, there's only been 15% of the time. You've had about a 4-year window where the risk level was this low compared to their balance sheet. Like what the company's worth with forward P&E as compared to what it's selling at today. You don't find those things too often. It's kind of like we found Palantir last week and Microsoft right now below 400. If you got years, again, if you're trading, it's different. But if you got years, that's a hold. But it's all about sports. And let me give you CFL real quickly before I let you guys go, because I know there's other guys waiting to jump on here. Calgary, they bet Calgary. It's not appearing on the screen, but off screen they hit Calgary money line, Ottawa plus 6.5, BC plus 1.5, and the under 58.5 Winnipeg and Hamilton. There's some soccer, some CFL for you as well.
You been doing anything with Wimbledon? I've been waiting for doubles to start. They just started yesterday and today.
4% so far that got the money, and I keep looking every day, hoping for more Wimbledon. Haven't seen it. I do expect as this tournament progresses to get some more Wimbledon action. But yeah, I don't have anything yet today, and I'm actually looking again now. I got to put a note to keep checking for Wimbledon because see, I have overlooked it because of all the attention on the World Cup. So no, I don't have anything to share, but hopefully I do have more as we get further along in this tournament.
Yeah, I'm like a lunatic. It's the World Cup, and I'm just scouring doubles.
Hell yeah.
Just ridiculous. So, all right, Yanni, appreciate it. We'll see you tomorrow. We'll get everyone ready for the weekend. Thank you very much. Have a great Thursday. So Dan, weird day for us yesterday. We lost our 5%. Marlins completely no-showed. And then we hit our 5% or our $5 Tuesday play on the soccer play. That was really good. We're really, really solid play. It got terrifying there. We had Senegal or tie, and they go up to you think 2-0 is safe late in the game, and they just like crumbled. Well, they just fell apart.
And Andy, that's why in these knockout stages, I know a lot of people want to chase that nice like plus money on some of these dogs to advance. But a lot of the time here in the knockout stage, like the World Cup historically is a chalky tournament. Now, that's not to say just keep betting chalk and you'll keep cashing hand over fist because we've seen that. But that's why on these dogs, I'm fine giving up a little bit of that plus money to take them on that 90-minute double chance line. And it played itself out in that Senegal game. They gave Belgium all that they had. You know what I mean? They justified the fact that we didn't think Belgium should have been as big of a favorite that they were. But then what happens? Extra time comes. That clearly was a penalty. You know, a lot of the times you can bitch about, was this a penalty? Was it not? You know, that was inside the box. He should know better to, you know, get his legs tied up like that. So you get the penalty shot. They get what the result that FIFA wants, which was Belgium facing off against the USA. I don't know if they were as excited to see, you know, an African nation going up against the U.S., you know, sells more tickets, gets more asses in seats when you got a European nation going against them. So they got the result they wanted, Andy. But I would say the penalty, I didn't gripe as much about the Belgium one as the USA one.
Weak sauce on that penalty.
It was weak sauce, but that's soccer. That's soccer.
Yeah. So we do have a 4% soccer best bet that's up. Great job this week to you, me, Jan. 3-0. We're just doing one play a day. We've hit all three of them. So popped up on the 3-day leaderboard with a perfect record. So we got a play that goes off tonight. It's in the Switzerland game. So grab that. We're seeing this round really, really well. All access clients, you've got all the tennis plays. We've got some auto racing plays that are up as well. So also, I didn't even check the Sun line this morning because I did the play last night in the graphic, and Dan, that thing's already down to plus 6.5. It was holding strong at 8.5 the last few days. I don't know what happened. I've been trying to check.
What do we think of it? What do we think of it at 6.5? Andy, still a play?
You can't be on the wrong side of a 2-point line move. You can't be on the wrong side of a 2-point line move. So. Yeah, like I said, I did the play and handicap last night because the line had held strong for a couple days. So I apologize. I didn't mean to give out a line that isn't out there this morning.
All right,
I checked injury report. Nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy. But
I think maybe folks are looking to get that buy low, just like you were. So live chat, start throwing in some of your favorite bets. We'll see if one of them could be elevated to an honorary Wager Talk Today play of the day, because we can't grade that thing at 8.5 for you guys. You know, we were able to bet it last night, but we can't give that out and grade it here. So start dropping some plays. We'll think on it by the end of the show. Maybe Andy and I will throw one of these client plays your way here, but we won't grade the play of the day at the 8.5. Thanks for keeping us honest in the chat there.
Dan, one of the many reasons why soccer struggles to grow in the U.S., maybe because kids are watching last night and our best goal scorer accidentally steps on a guy and he's just out for the rest of the game and the next game. I don't know.
Annex to Puerto Rico.
Maybe that might be why soccer is struggling to grow a little bit. Like, wow, this is a lot of fun to watch. Wait, why is he leaving the field? Because he accidentally stepped on the foot in the heat of the moment, which happens 84 times a game in the NFL. Like, it's I just can't. We get momentum, and then it's just like soccer is just like, no, you can't have any momentum. Nope, we're taking it away.
My thing is if the official called it that way on the field, then you're like, wow, that's a horrible call. The fact that they went to this absolute asinine form of ways to review things, they go to VAR and then they assess the penalty that then makes him leave the entire game for 36 minutes, and he can't play the next game. And because it's FIFA, there's no possible way to appeal. Not like an appeal would have done anything, but I just think absolute misapplication of VAR. If the ref made a bad call, ref makes a bad call. But to use one of the worst ways of determining calls to then decide a best goal scorer is going to be out for a round of 16 game. Now you're looking at Christian Pulisic. You need him to step up. Now you're looking at Weston McKennie, who really hasn't been much of a factor this tournament. You're looking for him to step up, but going up against a team that can score goals in bunches like Belgium and being without Balogun, that's a tough one to swallow, Andy. That's a real tough one to swallow.
It's a World Cup. It's not like he's out for a game and then this tournament comes around every few years. Like, how can he be out for a? This is, Mark. See, this is what I agree with Mark. If you don't call that a yellow on the field, how can you just
you can elevate it, but to go from no call to red call out and McGinnis points this out. And McGinnis, you can make your case when we wrap here with you talking some CFL. I think Andy's talking about in the U.S. I mean,
I'm
people who are
in the U.S., Andrew,
just
in the U.S.
Just pull chat. There are people that bitch at Andy and I every single day that we're talking World Cup during World Cup season. So just pull the chat if you think soccer's catching on in the U.S., man.
Well, let's bring on Joe here. I'll let you guys. I'll disappear and let you guys talk baseball. But Joe, the Jaylen Brown trade, I didn't want to have my initial reaction was, God, would I be so mad if I was a Boston fan? I want to get your take. I'm just wondering if there are teams that are now with this second apron. There's two mindsets. We've got to go get the superstars. And then there's other teams saying, no, we need depth. We can't have two monster contracts on our team. And I wonder if that's what Boston is saying there. Like Jaylen Brown's going on Twitch, going weird. There's weird locker room stuff. Now they do bring back Paul George, which is weird because he's on a monster contract, just not that long. I just wonder if there are teams looking at San Antonio, OKC, the Knicks, and going, depth is what gets you a championship in this day and age. What was your thoughts on that trade?
My initial thought was, how big a douche do you have to be in order for a team to want to get rid of you for 50 cents on the dollar, which is exactly what they ended up getting for you with a over-the-hill Paul George? Like, how big of a cancer are you to the point where they're like, I don't care. Get rid of them. Like, we're better. And by the way, strangely enough, oddly enough, the analytics say they're better off without him. They were a better team without him on the court this year. In fact, most of the Celtics from the analytics department, they don't believe that he was the best player they had on the team this year. You know who they do? The numbers say it was Derek White. It wasn't. It wasn't Brown. So for all that extra stuff, and yes, he's 29 years old. He's 30. He's going to be. He's going to need another contract coming up soon, right? And if you're an organization, you got to be looking and saying, long term, what is this guy going to cost me? Are the analytics lining up and telling me it's worth it? Or do we just cut bait right now? Sure, you should have been able to get something better than Paul George and 27 picks that'll likely never amount to anything. But the truth is, perception matters. And the perception with him in that locker room, Woo! Not to mention that they were better when you weren't on the court. They were in the playoffs. They were much better with him off the court than on the court. So it's not as simple as how could you do this? Well, that's why you're not a GM of an NBA multi-billion-dollar organization, because these types of decisions, unfortunately, have to be made. And right now, the numbers don't tell me you do anything at all cost. Tatum is your franchise. Brown is not. That was established years ago.
So, Dan, are you happy? As a
Be.
Philly fan, are you happy?
I mean, I don't see how you can't be at least excited about it, right? Like, it does make the Sixers lineup better on paper, but Joe said it best. You know what I mean? Addition by subtraction. Well, you'll have plenty of opportunity to see how does the Sixers lineup look without any player in the lineup, because between Edgecombe, Embiid, Maxey, and now Brown, you have your lion's share of guys. I mean, maybe Maxey's the exception to the rule. Guys who are going to miss a bunch of games. You know what I mean? They've gotten banged up. VJ Edgecombe is a rookie, saw some extended time. And then you have Embiid, who, I mean, you have to be talking about centimeters of cartilage that are left in those knees, Joe. So on the face, I'm excited. I had all my buddies texting me, oh my God. For me, does it move the needle? Do I think the Sixers are now the team to beat in the East? That's not how I read it personally.
Well, think about it this way, too. How bad was the market for Jaylen Brown that you traded him to a rival in the same conference for a bag of chips and half a ham sandwich? How bad was the market that was the best? You lost out on Giannis to the Heat. And now the only other team stepping up was Philadelphia and you took that. So you can say how great Jaylen Brown is all you want. Nobody was banging down the door of the Celtics looking to overpay for him. Yep. You got to ask yourself, why is that?
I couldn't agree more. That was the exact way that I read it, is how does he end up on the Sixers, right? The Sixers won their Super Bowl, right? They finally beat the Celtics in the playoffs. And then the Celtics at the same time are just like, you can also have Brown, who Sixers fans are like setting off fireworks in the streets about it. I view it as,
you know why? Because they were the only ones willing to come to the table and pay for it. And they didn't really pay. But again, he's going to want an extension here in another year or so. He is going to want another 50, 60 million. Okay. Celtics were like, no, I'd rather get rid of him a year early than a year late.
That's going to be a mess trying to figure out how do you get the contracts to work with Edgecombe, with Maxey, and with Jaylen Brown. I mean, Embiid's going to be coming off the books at some point, but holy cow, there's no chance they can keep all three of those guys of Edgecombe.
Andy, if you ask people in the greater Philadelphia area, LeBron's coming to Philly too now after this move. So how are they going to pay all of these guys?
Well, he'll go to wherever. Yeah, he'll go wherever.
Okay.
Yeah, they keep talking about him coming to Miami here. That's been the big story for the last 40. Pat Riley would rather cut off his toes, his pinky. Like, Pat Riley does not want LeBron James anywhere near this organization after the way he blew him off there so many years ago.
Oh, man. That's hilarious. All right, I'll let you guys talk baseball. Yeah. Good stuff, Joe.
But by the way, LeBron will not land in the West. If I'm LeBron, get me to the East. I don't care. Get me to the East, because you ain't winning against San Antonio, Oklahoma City with a bunch of – you go to Golden State, you're not winning with a bunch of 40-year-olds against a bunch of 27-year-olds, which is exactly what OKC and the Spurs are loaded with. You can't win in this NBA with an 80-plus game season with a bunch of 40-year-olds. It's just not going to work.
LeBron's like, you got any room, San Antonio? You got any room?
Get me back to the East. Get me back to the East. Exactly. It's where he belongs.
Man. Yeah, that's great takes there from our man, Joe Ranieri. All right, Joe, let's head to the diamond here. If the Angels spent as much time working on baseball as they did on those Mike Trout t-shirts, maybe they wouldn't be staring down the barrel of getting swept here by the Mariners. I'm sure you saw that before the game, even though Trout's still on the unable to play list. They're like really making a push. Hey, it's going to be in Philly. We got to get into the All-Star game. Vote Trout. How about you guys focus on baseball a little bit? Joe, how do you see this one shaking out? I mean, the number tells you everything. They're looking at this Seattle sweep. Is that how you see it? Or do you find another way to attack this? Maybe that total that's sitting at 7.
Listen, I'm just shocked he played as many games as he did in the first, 75 games, I think, of the season here. I mean, he was actually, I think he missed one of the first 75 games that the Angels played this year. I was impressed. I mean, don't get me wrong, but the reality is, why? Like, why? Well, that tells you what the All-Star game is. The reality is, listen, Seattle over the last couple of weeks can't hit water if they fell out of a boat. This offense is putrid, and they play in the single run suppressing stadium in all of Major League Baseball that is almost impossible to score in. But having said that, they have put up some runs here. We have seen a couple of, games now in a row where they actually have been able to put some runs on the board. But you got to ask yourself, do you trust it? I don't know. Urena going for the Angels. He had one blow up, which was the last outing against the Athletics. But that was the second time he pitched against the Athletics 6 days after he had shut them down and already beat them. So I like this kid. Yes, can he walk some guys? Command sometimes could be an issue. He is a rookie, but he has got huge swing and miss potential here. He's got the kind of stuff that guys are going to do a lot of swinging and missing. And nobody strikes out more than Seattle because they just love striking out here and not putting runners on base. So I think it's a very interesting. You see the totals already down to 7 full game. I did see a 4. I think a lot of 4s, but it's trending to the under in the first 5. We know Miller. I don't know what they were doing with Miller and Castillo and the whole open. Like, what the hell? Just leave Miller out there. He's clearly, even though he hasn't won the last 2, that has everything to do with Seattle not being able to hit. Then it has to do with him not being a quality front-end starter, which is exactly what he is here. So, yeah, both bullpens better than what I thought they were going to be so far over the last couple of weeks. But I don't see where the runs are coming in this one here. Yeah, we've gotten a couple of overs so far in the series, but this is a pitcher's battle, I think, in the first 5 in this ballpark. So under 4 for me in the first 5 here.
Taking the bullpens out of it. WT.buzz/JR is where you can get the best bets. Joe, what do we got rocking here tonight before we talk about game 2?
Yeah, locked and loaded. Got one game up here that is a best bet for you guys. You can head over WT.buzz/JR. Hop on board there. I'm with you guys. I had the Marlins in the first 5 last night. And surprise, surprise, not one earned run was scored in that 5th inning. Not one. So that's great. But they have an opportunity, I think, to get back here tonight. I got a free play writing that game up. I've got but one best bet locked and loaded for you over at WagerTalk.com.
Yeah, everybody wants to back the Marlins. What could have went wrong, Joe? What could have went wrong? That was we lost on that.
An error and a 2-out meltdown. That's basically what happened there. Yeah, way to go. Unreal.
Yeah, spot on there. A potential bounce back. Check out that free play over at Joe's page while you're there. Grab the plays going tonight. Joe, Dodgers off one of those rare losses, and they still end up with a 7-2 road trip. And now they get to come home sporting, I believe it's a 12-game lead here that they could maybe flex a little bit more. The price says they make it a 13-game lead here. How are you looking to bet this one? Padres and Dodgers facing off for another time this season.
Was it me, or did the Dodgers take a page out of like the Lakers, but we got a scheduled loss last night with them? Like they couldn't figure, like Ohtani was supposed to, and they're like, nah, we're not going to waste him in this spot. We're good. Let's just go home. Nobody wants to hang out in Sacramento. It felt like that was the scheduled loss from the get-go, the way they handled that game yesterday. But they are home, and what better gift could they get than getting Vasquez on the mound? I still think the Cubs are scoring runs, by the way, versus this Padres team, even though they flew out last night and they could not get out of Chicago fast enough. The Padres are just going through it right now. They have such a good back end of the bullpen that never gets to see the light of day because they're never winning games late in it. They're from the 7th inning on, they're usually down 6 runs, which is a bit of a problem here, especially given the fact that the Dodgers just saw Vasquez, didn't they? Oh, yeah, twice. In fact, I think he's allowed 10 runs, 6 earned over the last 7 2/3 innings against them. In fact, I think nearly 75% of the balls hit were of the hard contact type. So this is not a good matchup for Vasquez. Wouldn't shock me, by the way, if they pull Vasquez down, put open opener, and then bring him in. I don't think it's going to matter. I think the Dodgers will certainly get back on the winning ways here. Total opened up 8.5. It's looking at 9 now. The reality is, Suzuki's not great. He could walk 9 guys. But even if he does, do we really trust the Padres lineup to make them pay? I sure as hell don't. I think it's give me the over in the game here tonight. I'll go over 9. I think the Dodgers, with the wind blowing out the right field, they could score 8, 9 runs themselves in this one.
Well, Joe, it couldn't be any worse for the Padres than it was last night. 23-3. So hey, at least you'll have that, Padres fans. Even if you lose to the Dodgers, they get their bounce back. Maybe.
What is Swanson? Swanson, what do you got? 3 home runs last night, 2 tonight. Wrigley with 20-mile-an-hour winds dead out the center field apparently works really well unless you're the Padres, and then you can't score any more than 3 runs. Like, holy Christ. I mean, he's got 7 home runs in 3 games. Prior to that, what do you have? Like 11 on the season? So crazy to me what just happened here over that 3-game set.
Joe, when I was working last night, I have the game streams up in the upper right hand corner. I refreshed it like 12 times. I was like, this has to be a glitch. Like the runs just kept going up for the Cubs.
Keep running.
It was insane. Well, Joe, more reasons than ever to hit that like button, hit subscribe. One of those reasons is a terrific show that goes on the channel every day here. You, maybe Prez, Art to Caesar, Carm's been dropping dimes in the World Cup. Tell them about the best betting show, man.
Yeah, Brian Power comes by to get his beating once a week, too, so it's a lot of fun. Best betting show ever. That'll be up here shortly. Carm and company, they break it down for you. Art stops by, gives you the sharp bets. Carm's got a couple of very interesting angles in the World Cup you guys are going to want to hear there. And then check out the daily. I'm putting it up every afternoon for you guys. It's called First Five. So we attack the board strictly from a first 5 perspective and try to give you guys as much information about the non-variance aspect of Major League Baseball. Forget what happens from the 6th inning on. Is there any value just backing the starting pitchers and looking at that? So we do that for you each and every day. It's called First Five. You can check that out on the WagerTalk YouTube page as well.
Yeah, you hit subscribe. You'll know once it gets posted. Joe, always a pleasure, brother. Appreciate you. We'll see you next time. Best of luck on those plays tonight, man.
Happy 4th, guys.
Yeah, you too, brother. WT.buzz/JR. Plays will be loaded shortly. Check out that free play as well, man. Love the NBA breakdown there from Joe. No one does it better than Joe on NBA free agency. Coming with the how big of a douche. The first statement Joe makes on the show. How big of a douche do you have to be? Incredible stuff. That surely will be on our social media channels, Andy.
They got less for Jaylen Brown than like all the other trades that happened. Like I'm wondering if there's another move. Is there another move coming that they got like
loading up
or hot top? I don't know.
I think Joe maybe just nailed it. That what was the market? You know what I mean?
I almost got it from Philly's standpoint that they got rid of Paul George, but
yes.
They got big. They got 3 guards now, and that they're all gonna want to be paid. And
the chips just went all in on this season, is what the Sixers did, and now you're gonna be left chipless after you leave the second round again. So enjoy that.
Yes,
enjoy that.
All right, let's bring in Andrew McGinnis. We got to get our fix in. So, Andrew, we've been talking about these high scores. In the first game last week goes 23-18. You're going, oh, here we go. We're going to regress back to the mean. I would like to read to the audience the scores of the next 3 games. 40-34, 41-33, 35-37, 70.
Call it 12-2, Andy. Call it 12-2 to the over here.
Jeez.
I'll ask you, does this just look like this is just how it's going to be this season? I mean, week 4, it's kind of hard to see defenses like really tighten it up. Is it just track meets all day long?
I'll give the books credit. They've finally tried to make some changes. They're not just bumping it up by a point or two. We've seen our first taste of 60s, which is a rarity for totals in the CFL. But guys, as much as we can get behind good defensive play, and you don't like, fans love high scoring games, obviously, but defense is good too. I'll tell you, this is good for the game. The quarterback's play has been great, but also the competitiveness has been great. And what I mean by that is a lot of times in games, we'd actually see unders where just when it was like one team getting destroyed and, it was like a 30-10 game and one team just couldn't score. But right now, the parity in the CFL is at its best it's been, I'd say, in probably the last 8 years, and on a weekly basis right now, we're not really seeing massive point spreads, which I think is helping these teams. Both teams can contribute. And I always say with a total, guys, it takes 2 to tango. And if you can't have both, you might as well take the team total. But right now, both teams are doing it. Andy, really quick, I got to say, man, you guys are talking about that trade. Kawhi Leonard, us here up north in Canada, talking about him back to Toronto. You couldn't have just stayed like another year before, like Pascal, OG. You couldn't have just stayed here. I understand you wanted to go to Los Angeles for a while, but you probably could have won another ring, man. You're coming back now? Like, you couldn't have waited?
The mistake you're making is trying to figure out Kawhi Leonard. This is a guy who just would not tell his team if he was playing or not. Like, Clippers are just like, are you playing? My reps will let you know at 6:00. Like, he's an odd cat, man. Like, when he left, he said he never wanted to come back because he hated the cold, and now he's like, I only want to go to Toronto. That guy, man, is an enigma. Is the sentiment that they're excited? Are you guys excited for this or not?
I think there's like a handful of fans that are just like, what are we doing here? You could have stayed. But it's also like everyone's pumped because, let's be honest, not every free agent wants to come to Canada. They want to go to the NYCs or the LAs. So, I mean, the cool thing about it here is like we only have one team. So pretty much the whole country cheers for you. So remember the infamous hey from Kawhi at the parade. Like, he had no speech, like 3 or 4 words, and that's all he really had for everybody. But no, I'm excited for it. Just, I don't know. I think when he left, people were really upset because they saw what OG turned into. They saw what Pascal turned into, and it could have been something great.
That could have been an insanely good team. But don't worry, at least you guys got Jakob Poeltl. All right.
Come on,
they extended him. Hey, they gave him an extension. You can't let a prize piece like that go to another team. All right, let's break down a couple CFL games here. Let us know what you think of the Toronto Argonauts and Calgary Stampeders. What do you expect in this one?
Well, Andy, I know you've got no problem with this. Dan, I know you wouldn't mind it either. I'm just going to give you guys a prop here in this one for my play. I do have a best bet up on the side in this game, Thursday Night Football. We're going to go with big play VA, Vernon Adams Jr. over 295.5 passing yards. Look, this defense for Toronto, this is about as plain and simple of a handicap as you're going to get. Their defense has been phenomenal against the run. So Dedrick Mills, running back for Calgary, he might get slowed down here tonight. Well, they have been the worst team against the pass, guys. I mean, this is like, check your football DB, check your stats, see where they're weak, and take advantage of it. And I think that's the case here. You take a look at what quarterbacks have done versus Toronto so far. Trevor Harris with 409 yards, Davis Alexander with 441 yards. And Jake Mayer, who's the worst active quarterback in the league, he finished with 281. So, I mean, teams are 2-1 to this prop against the Argos, but I'm almost going to give it a wash to the worst quarterback in the league. So, as far as respectable quarterbacks are concerned, they are flying over this number against the Toronto Argonauts, and the Argonauts are going to come in on a high right now. They beat the Saskatchewan Roughriders, opened up as 5.5-point dogs. They win that game outright. They beat the Ottawa Redblacks by 20+ points the week prior to that. They're going to be feeling themselves. And Stampeders at home on a Thursday night, Vernon Adams Jr. I think he has a great day in the passing game. So over 295.5 passing yards. You can get that at most books. Shouldn't be an issue these days here, guys. Passing prop for tonight, Argos and Stamps. And again, I have a best bet up for the game tonight.
All right, best bet is up for tonight. Let's talk about the poor Red Blacks. 0-3, just can't get a win. They've been outscored by 30 points this season, but little signs of life. That was a 2-point loss last week. Yeah, 2-point loss to the Alouettes here. They're facing the Rough Riders. How do you break this one down?
Oh, Andy, it just pains me even hearing you say that 2-point loss because it was a backdoor cover. I faded them last week, -8.5. Guys, there was like 1 minute to go in the game. Kickoff return touchdown. I'm like, I watched my team drive the field, get a touchdown. I'm like, oh, there it is. There's the cover. What a great Sunday. And they kick off, and then it's a kick return. So don't be fooled by that, Andy. I'll let you know right now. Don't be fooled by that kickoff return touchdown. A bit surprised by this number, whether it be 4.5, 5, 5.5. You're a bit surprised by the number in this one. But I'm going to say this. As much as I was just disrespecting Jake Mayer, as I think the 9th best current starting quarterback in the CFL, we did see him get in some rhythm in the last game. As I mentioned, their special teams is pretty good. They got Greg Bell back. They were able to run the ball. This team is finding some offensive rhythm. It's the defense that I'm still not sure that I can trust when it comes to the Red Blacks. So, hey, if I can feel more confident that Jake Mayer's going out there and slinging it, they did go and pick up more offensive weapons in the offseason. They're starting to figure things out. It's also now week 5 under a new head coach. Should be time, guys, to get that familiarity, get that chemistry going. But if we take a look at Rough Riders games this season, 40-37, 40-34, and 31-27. Look, guys, I know some people are saying the regression's going to come. I don't think it's this game. Give me the over. Rough Riders and the Red Blacks. Let's get some points in this one here, guys. I'm not going to back the Red Blacks, but if they contribute to the scoring, I think that helps us get over the total.
Andrew McGinnis going out on a limb, taking an over in the CFL.
Yeah, trying to give a bold pick there for you guys.
Hey, if it wins, nobody cares. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
So what else do you have up? I know you got a big play up tonight.
Andy, the big special I want to mention, I know you guys have the 4th coming up here in a couple of days. We had Canada Day yesterday, and I had a great deal set up by the office. It's Canada 30 as the promo code, and it's not $30 off. It's 30% off any package you guys want. So it could be for the CFL season. It could be for a play I have going tonight. Could be for a 7-day pass. Could be for my NHL season in 4 months from now. That right now is available for the rest of the week. You take 30% off. 5% play going this weekend as well. Lifetime 5% CFL bets. Plus 57 units. So we're profitable in the CFL this season. And you're having a good year when you're 11-6 and you're really mad about it still because of that backdoor cover. So 11-6 and I'm pissed. It should be 12-6. So we'll take it, move forward. And guys, if you're interested in getting a package, 30% off. You can't really beat that. Canada 30 is the promo code.
How come that never happens in our favor? Like, how come our team never never returns the kickoff for a touchdown to backdoor cover for us? Like,
with I remember seconds left.
Yeah, you remember? It was a few years ago. You, me, and Dave Koken all had a bet on this team in the first half, and they were winning. And they tried a long field goal, and it came up short with no time left. The guy ran it back to beat us on the first half.
I didn't know if you'd remember that. I was going to bring that up. I didn't know if you'd remember that. Yeah.
You don't forget those. Those are the ones you do not ever forget. A short field goal with no time left gets returned for the backdoor cover on the first half. So, and yeah, Andrew, we were talking about soccer. Yeah, it just in this country, man, like. It just feels like, okay, MLS has its niche audience, but like, how do we grow outside of that? And this team is really fun. This U.S. team, it's a fun watch. Like, casual people are enjoying it. And then they just throw out our best goal scorer, like the guy that's really exciting.
I was just messing with you, Andy. I was just messing with you. Just hearing someone say "grow the game soccer" is always funny because it's like such a popular game, right? But
here's the part that kicks me, Andrew, is the people will be like, "Oh, it's so boring. 0-0 draws are boring," and then Andrew comes on here and is like, the CFL, the games have gone 12-2 to the over, and people are like, screw the CFL. It's like, you can't win. You can have all the scoring, you can have the scoring, and they'll still just tell you only watch the NFL. So you're fighting an uphill battle no matter what sport you're trying to push out there, Andrew, or what league you're trying to push out there.
I could be 20-1 in the CFL, and somebody would want the guy that's 10-8 in the NFL. Like, you're 20. Oh, no. I want the guy hitting 48% in the NFL because it's the NFL, but that's just how it goes. I'll say I got in a couple Twitter battles myself here this week, guys, with the penalty kicks. One of my best friends, he actually had a little stint in Canadian professional soccer. He was a keeper, and it was fun watching them. It was stressful watching the penalty kicks and stuff, but I just don't get the fact. I saw a few people actually say that they love that part of the game. For me, I get it. They're tired. You have to move on. You can only play for so long. But, let's just start doing no double overtime in basketball and just do free throw competitions or 3-point. Forget about playing the game the way it was designed. Like, I don't know. And that's like someone said, like, stop trying to change the game, bro. I'm like, dude, I love soccer. I'm just saying it kind of sucks seeing a game decided by that after a great classic match.
Annie and I talked about that.
Yeah.
Andrew, my idea is get rid of them and just do 3-on-2. 3-on-2, start at midfield. You got 60 seconds to score. Each team gets 3 times to try it. It's a little bit of soccer, but it's quicker and it's not as hokey as penalty
Andy,
kicks.
Have you seen the MLS before?
The
old version, the old run-up penalty kicks in soccer.
Those are great.
And then I'm the douche who's like, I love ending in penalty kicks. So we have all the bases covered, Andrew.
Once it gets there, Dan, I'm entertained. Like once it gets there, I'm entertained, no doubt about it. It's because I'm cheering for the underdog, and then typically the underdog ends up just losing in the penalty kicks. So
anyways, yes.
Yeah.
All right, Andrew McGinnis, Canada 30 is the promo code, and you got a play going tonight. Good luck on that and continued success in CFL. Thanks for joining us, Andrew.
Thanks, Andy. All the best, guys. Enjoy your weekend.
All right, Dan, before we get out of here, let's pull up the lines and see if we can make sense. We'll break down some of these games today. The first one is obviously Spain big. It is the squarest bet on the board, the Spain -1.5, because you can take a -1,000 favorite and get them down to -120. That being said, it's Austria, man. It's Austria. They're not that good.
Yeah, I think maybe one way you attack it, if you don't want to eat some crazy juice, Andy. I mean, both teams to score with extra time included. This game isn't going to extra time, so just play it in regulation. I think you could maybe see a late concede. A 3-1 scoreline is in play there. I'll be honest with you, Andy. Outside of the play we have up for clients, that was the only one that I could find worth betting on this board. It's chalk. It's chalk. It's chalk. Could Croatia be a barking dog? Maybe, but I'm not putting my money there. So nothing really for me in this one. If you like Spain, you think they're going to be all over Austria, maybe you look at corners over. You look at Austria just trying to continually kick the ball out the back, give themselves a chance. There's a couple ways to attack it just with these prices, man. This is a chalky day. So make sure you have water on hand to wash down the chalk that you got to eat to bet today.
Yeah, so I don't have anything in Portugal or Croatia. Nothing that really sounds no hot take-ish. If I'm looking at the corners, maybe over 8.5.
Here's something if you want in Portugal and Croatia. I hate to sound like, a broken record, both teams to score, but also both teams to score in the knockout stages has been a really profitable endeavor year over year. And if you look at Portugal and Croatia, they've faced off what I got in front of me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times since 2018. Both teams to score has cashed in all 7 of them. So if you're just going by when these two teams face off, there's usually goals in it. Maybe an over 2.5 if you think Portugal could pull away at the end and Croatia does get on it. So those are 2 ways I would maybe attack it. But again, Andy, nothing that I put my money out except the play that we have that's in the late game tonight.
Yeah, that's it. I think that's the breakdown for today. Just be careful today. These are days that can really trip people up. So 4% World Cup play goes off tonight in the Switzerland game. 3-0 this week. We've just been doing one play a day. It's going really well. If you're looking for something a little bit more long-term, go to the specials page. There's a lot of them. We got a lot of tennis plays that are up. And tomorrow, Jim, who is a part of the Winning in the Shadows group, he bets on the hot dog eating contest every year, and I don't think he's lost. Since I've known him, I don't think he's lost betting on this, and he has an incredible angle. He has an incredible angle that we'll go over tomorrow. Yes.
So I know that I'm usually, Friday shows, they're usually loaded, Andy. Jim's probably going to be working. We either give the angle or Jim, because I won't be on the show tomorrow. Maybe we get Jim to do a drive-by and have Jim drop the angle, because we need to talk hot dog contest. That is a must.
Are you going to the shore? Is that what?
I'm already, as they say, down the shore.
You guys might bump into each other, because I'm pretty sure that's where he's going as well. So
I'll send my little text to Jimmy.
Absolutely. Yeah, if you guys drop in from the beach, that would just be incredible for the show.
I'm going to see what we can do.
So,
I'm going to message him right after the show.
All right. Well, buckle up, guys, because we got a loaded show for everyone tomorrow. Detroit trip is next week. Dan and I will be in Detroit. I can't wait to bring back the Office Power Rankings. Those were a lot of fun last year. So we'll definitely have some stories. I mean, we're going to be at a steakhouse while the U.S. game is going to play. So a TV has already been requested to be put in our private room. Should be wild. So, all right, guys. Thanks very much. Go grab that 4% best bet. Hit the like, subscribe. Tomorrow we'll try and give away a 3-day pass. Good luck on your bets. We'll see everyone tomorrow. Take care.